Good afternoon, Gossip Talk Shows family. Is Nomsa here at Gossip Talk Shows. Find your own voice, lead from within. So it's Monday today, and I hope you guys had a beautiful, beautiful weekend. And so today, what do we do at Nkosi Talk Shows? If it is your first time here, we help our audience find their own voice, lead from within. Finding your own voice in every area of your life. It could be relationship, it could be your career, academic, however you want to find your own voice. So we help you to find your voice and lead from within. So the topic today is your next chapter requires a different mindset. Every new season in life demand a new way of thinking, opportunity, deeper peace, greater purpose, but they try to enter the chapter with the same mindset that belonged to their past. So when the mind does not change, the future struggles to change as well. So growth requires a shift in perspective. It requires letting go of habits, letting go of beliefs, letting go of fears, emotional patterns that keeps you small. Your next chapter will ask you to think differently about yourself. It will ask you to think differently about your relationship, about success, about healing, and about the direction of your life. A different mindset means choosing courage over fear, growth over comfort, purpose over approval. It means believing that the lesson of yesterday were over, like the lesson of yesterday were preparing you for the possibility of tomorrow. The chapter ahead of you is not simple about doing new things. Some people think the new chapter has to be about new things. It's about becoming a new version of yourself, strengthening your awareness, your discipline, your emotional intelligence, your faith in what is possible. When your mindset begins to transform, your decision change, your boundaries improve, your confidence rises, your life begins to move in a new direction. So your next chapter is waiting for you, but it will require a different mindset. And some people will say, oh, my relationship didn't work. I need to go to the gym. I need to do this. I need to do this. Yes, all those things, going to the gym, looking good and things like that, they are okay. But your mindset has to shift completely. You have to know what you want, where you're going. Even the relationship, let's say maybe it could be the work, it could be career changes, it could be academic, it could be different things, it could be relationship changes. So let's say if you've gone through divorce, your mindset has to be different, because when we go through divorce or we go through rejection, whatever the relationship, when relationship doesn't work out, we intend to look at who to blame. If we don't blame, we want to look at I wasn't enough in that relationship. The relationship ended because I wasn't enough. So we have all these things that our mindset will put it into these things. I was talking to one of the girls yesterday, and she was saying, I like the way you see life. I said to her, sometimes when it comes to life, you have to see life as it is. If it's rejection, you can't make an excuse for it. You see the life as, okay, I have been rejected in this journey. So there's no why. The mindset has to be, how do I move forward? The acceptance. Accepting this thing of rejection, knowing that it wasn't my fault. Because sometimes we don't rejected by people. because they are rejecting us because we are not enough. They intend, someone will reject you and tell you that you are not enough, but that's not true. Because if they feel that I'm not enough, they'll try to work things out with you, and they'll try to go for counseling and try to do that. But because they reject you, it means in their own life, they still need to work on things. There are things that they need to work on. It's got nothing to do with this person not being enough, but in turn, when things don't go wrong, because the relationship sometimes is not aligned, so we tend to blame each other. He did this to me. I did this. If I was good enough, this wouldn't have happened. So you don't need to blame the other person. You don't need to blame yourself, but you need a mindset switch where you need to, life is a game. Life wants you to play it, but you have to play it in a smart way where you have to focus on healing your wounds. For me, when things don't go according to plan, I go to God. There's no other places where I want to be. I just want to be with God. Before I used to wanting to blame, but now I know that I can go to God and ask God to take away my pain. Help me. I asked God 2 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, I said to God, teach me, discipline me. Asking God to discipline me, it means whenever I'm feeling down, there's no time with God. There's no time for feeling sorry club. There is no time. God will teach you why you are here on earth. Your assignment, to complete your assignment, it comes with the problems. So when it comes with the problems, you have to know how to rise when those problem rises. So for me, I said to God, discipline me. Teach me what I don't know. Teach me a secret about my life that I don't know. Or show me a secret about my life, because I could be something greater. So if I ask God to show it to me, instead of me being busy wondering what didn't work, what in that one, who did what, I'm wasting time and I'm full of nonsense if I'm doing that. That's nonsense to me. So for me, I know that's how I see life, guys. You might see it different. Remember, we can have some problems, but the version of our problems will be different. How we see, how we translate. For me, is how I respond to every problem that shows up in my life, is how our tomorrow is going to look like. So when I'm responding to a problem, it means I'm crying out to God, saying, God, have mercy. Show me where I'm supposed to be going. What am I supposed to be doing? Not who did what, who did this, who did what. So you require a shift mindset. The first step towards your new chapter is accepting the old patterns can no longer guide your future. Maybe people want transformation while still holding tightly to familiar behaviors, thinking patterns. Real growth begins when you acknowledge that the change is not optional, is essential. When you accept this truth, you open the doors of personal evolution. So change is not negotiable. You can't negotiate change. It has to happen. Let go of the past version of yourself. You want change, you're going to have to let it go. Your past identity served purpose, but it does not have to define your future. Sometimes the person you had to be in order to survive is not the person you need to become in order to thrive. Releasing all the identities, you it allows you to grow. It allows you to become that stronger version of yourself. So take responsibilities of your life. It's very, very important, guys, to take responsibilities of your life. A powerful mindset. Understand that while we can control everything that happens to us, we can we can control how we respond. Take responsibilities, like taking responsibilities is not about blaming yourself. It's about reclaiming your power to make new choices. So for me, guys, the new choices, I've gone through my life, I've gone through challenges in my life. But it was though in those challenges where I had to think, who do I want my tomorrow to look like? Who do I want to be tomorrow? How do I want to respond to my life? Do I want to blame, or do I want to respond with grace? Do I want to reclaim my life? I had to reclaim my identity. As I'm walking this path right now, I'm reclaiming the identity of my bloodline. And I'm not in a place where I'm negotiating. I'm not negotiating with nobody. Even the ancestors, they know that I'm not in a place of negotiating. I'm reclaiming my bloodline. My bloodline comes from a royal family. It means leadership is natural in my bloodline. So I'm reclaiming leadership in my bloodline. I'm reclaiming wealth in my bloodline. I'm reclaiming thrones. God to market me into the thrones so he can speak of me. So the thrones of success, the thrones of academic, the thrones of leadership, so they can know that NOMSA exists and NOMSA want to be a good leader. I'm not negotiating of, oh no, I'm feeling sorry for myself, or this person did this to me, this person did this to me. I got to understand that every billionaire, for them to be where they are, they had to sit down, work on what's going to take them to where they need to be. They did not blame, they did not do anything, they had to do some research. They had to find the product that they want to use. Finding that product, they had to have God in their lives. Not every billionaire has God in their lives. They all, when you interview them, they all believe in God. You can't succeed and get to a billionaire if you don't believe in God. There's no way. So I've never met anyone who says, I'm a billionaire, but I don't believe in God. I believe that is mumbo jumbo, because the God, he's the creator of the earth. The Bible is written for you to tap into it. Ideas, to find the divine ideas. And those divine ideas, they are found for you to, when you find them, is for you to implement. So in whatever I'm doing right now, I'm reclaiming my identity. I'm not negotiating with nobody. So you don't have to negotiating. It means you shift your mindset and you take responsibilities, replace limiting beliefs. Many people acknowledging and unknowingly they carry beliefs such as, I'm not good enough. I'm not negotiating with, I'm not good enough. It is too late for me. It's never too late for me to be who I want to become. This never worked out for me. It's never too late. The thoughts quietly shape behavior and limiting potential. Your next chapter requires replacing these beliefs with the empowering ones that support your growth. Develop self-awareness. Be aware of who you are, and don't apologize for it. Transformation, it begins with awareness. Understanding your triggers, your patterns, your fears, and the emotional responsibility as allows you to make wiser decisions. Self-awareness gives you the ability to change rather than a repeated destructive cycle. So you have to embrace discomfort. Growth really happens in a comfort zone. New opportunities open, they often feel unfamiliar and even uncomfortable at first. Instead of avoiding discomfort, learn to see it as evidence that you are expanding. You are expanding, and things you are like redefining your failure. Failure is often misunderstood. Instead of viewing it as a proof of inadequate, a growth mindset sees failure as an information. Every mistake contains a lesson that can refine your approach and strengthen your resilience. You cannot, when things go wrong in life, guys, you cannot blame yourself if you want to succeed in life. Things will go wrong in life. So you have to be that person that, okay, these things have gone wrong. How do I rewrite my story? Rewriting your story, it means you have to learn how to rise when things do go wrong. When that marriage that you thought was going to work, when that marriage does not work out, you have to learn to rise. How do you rise? How do you rise when doctors give you a report that you did not ask about your health? Because we walk each and every single day and we think everything is fine. But when the doctors give you a report, you fall down. When things changes, maybe your career changes, we fall down because we like good news. When bad news comes, we are not cut up for bad news. So it's important, guys, not saying to be prepared. You can't be prepared. No one wants bad news. I don't even want bad news myself, guys. I cannot prepare myself, but I can shift it straight away. My mindset, whatever news, whatever the day brings, I have to be prepared to actually switch my mindset and work on whatever I need to work at that moment. So it's really, really important. So uh different mindset is really, really important. The mind shift is really, really important. When you want to move on with your life, when you want to maybe like in the business or career things don't work out, all you have to do is switch the mindset. And also, guys, what you need to avoid is talking about people. Talking about people is not right. I've listened to Pastor James few days ago, and I used to listen to my grandmother saying, Nomsa, whatever conversation you have, if the person you're talking about, they're not there to defend themselves, that means it's wrong. Never talk about that person. So it makes me realize that any successful person don't have time for that. So anyone that wants success, the time they have in that moment is the time for them to create where they need to be. Is the time for them to understand their world. When they understand their world, they strengthen, they discipline themselves, emotional discipline, because your next chapter will test your emotional maturity. It would trust to learning to manage reaction, learning to control impulsive and responsible thoughtfully instead of emotionally will help you navigate challenges with wisdom. Set clear intentions. What are your intentions, whatever you do in life? A clear vision provides direction. When you define what you truly want in life, whether in relationship, career, or personal growth, you begin to align your decision with your purpose. Stop seeking constantly approval from people. That does not work. Many people delay their growth because they worry about what others think. Different mindset, value inner alignment more than external approval. Your life cannot be directed by everyone else's opinion. Whatever people think about you, it does not matter. I've been called to social services. People have called to social services for me because they believe that is a worry nomsa is children. She talks about demons. She talks about Satan. She talks about God. She believes that God has come to whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it is my belief. I said to someone a few days ago, last week, I said, just because I believe in God, it does not mean that I'm, I'm not a person. You don't have to judge me because I believe in God. I was telling that person and saying, you don't have to judge me. You don't have to be horrible to me because I have chosen to believe in God. I believed in God since I was a kid. My family let me go to church. When I went to church, I got to find out my identity. I had to know who I was. And since those moments, when I got to know who I was, I'm embracing my becoming. I'm embracing how my tomorrow is going to be like. I even said to people when being reported, I said, listen, this is who I am. I'm not going to change it for nobody. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to embrace the life who I'm becoming. I'm going to embrace God because when I cry out to God, when I cry out, when I ask the voice of the blood to speak for me, when my life does not make sense, the voice of the blood of Jesus does not get embarrassed. He speaks for me. Where I have no voice, where people tell me that I'm not good enough, voice of the blood speaks for me. Where I find myself stuck, when I'm writing exams, when I don't know the answer, the Holy Spirit comes. If He can help me, it comes and helps me. So I shouldn't feel ashamed of being. Oh, I'm not religious. I'm not religious, guys. Because religious is a tradition. For me, following God, I'm not a tradition person. I just need to know what God's commandment works. How do I enter the kingdom of God? That's all I need to know. God, teach me how to enter your kingdom. Teach me how to be great. I don't have time for mumbo jumbo religious where I get told that this is your tradition, this is blah, blah, blah. I don't go to mumbo jumbo stuff. For me, it's like God for me to follow you. How do you want me to follow you? Teach me who I need to be to enter your kingdom. And He does not negotiate bad habit. I will never enter the kingdom of God if I'm a woman who has a bad habit. I have to be a woman of honor. I have to honor my family. I have to honor my friends. I have to honor my audience. I have to honor myself, and I have to honor my husband. I have to be a woman of honor. I have to understand the power of authority in my life, in God's kingdom. What does it mean to have authority in your life? What does it mean when God has authority? All those things is the things that I need to know. So I'm sharing this with you guys because I need you to understand. When you say, this is my mindset, this is who I need to become, do you have time to listen to gossip? Do you have time to listen to people telling you that you are not good enough? Do you have time to spend feeling sorry for yourself when things don't work out? Do you have time to blame? Because those are habits that you need, they're not bad. It happens in life. Things happen, life happens. But you can't blame it. You can't live in a life where you just want to blame. Rich people don't blame. They get on with it. If you listen to a rich person, you sit down with them, you tell them, oh, how did you get that? They may even tell you that I had to lose at the times where I lost millions. I've lost man too. The times where I had to lose friends, I had to focus on my life because the people that I thought were friends, they were not my friends. So the times where sometimes you have to make tough decisions in life. And those decisions, they will determine how your tomorrow is going to look like. The times where you're going to have to, when you face rejection, you're going to have to understand, you're going to have to translate it in a different way, but not in denial. It's not my season yet, but I need to move on with my life. I've been rejected in my life. You can see me how beautiful, how gorgeous I am. When I dance with grace. When I smile with grace. When I walk with grace. But I've been rejected. I've been told that I'm too much. I've been told that I'm a woman of drama. I've been told that I'm not enough. I had a family discriminating me, blocking me. The times where I'm in a relationship with someone, people show me that, Nomsa, you are not in our level. They show me that I'm not in their levels, therefore I have to be discriminated. When I'm in a relationship with that person, their family member, they will invite their family member in the groups, WhatsApp groups. Me, I have to be left out because I'm not in that level of their mindset. That's what they thought. But at the time, I was going through tough times. I was facing death. Do I blame? Do I look at them and blame? No, I don't. I celebrate and I say, I thank God that God taught me to be this woman, a woman of honor. I thank Him for that. These people that were blocking, rejecting me, will I help them when they come to my territory? Of course, yes, I will. Because I'm a woman of honor. So you have to understand your mindset. It has to understand whatever you want to do in life, it requires your mindset. Understand the power of love unconditional. It means I love you when I'm hurting. Even when love does not make sense in my heart, I will still love you. I will never hold you in my heart, but I will love you. But that love is different. It's not me clinging on you. It's me loving you because I want to get to my destination and I have no time to hold a human being in my heart. The time that I have is the time to embrace every person that entered my life. Embrace my life. Embrace my becoming. Knowing that my tomorrow is going to be great. It might look dark at this moment, but God is preparing me for my tomorrow. And speak with grace, speak with love and honor, loving my Jesus, because Jesus is the one that brought me out of death. So I have no reason to feel embarrassed talking about my Jesus. I don't know your story. I don't know your story, guys. So for my story, I had to stop seeking for approval because the approval is a delay. Build healthy boundaries. Boundaries protect your peace, energy, and emotional well-being. A new chapter requires the courage to say no to the situation and relationship that do not support your growth. Invest in personal growth. Growth does not happen by accident. Reading, learning, reflecting, and seeking wisdom helps you develop the knowledge and mindset it requires for your next level in life. Surround yourself with growth mindset people. Your environment influences your thinking. Being around people who encourages learning, positivity, and ambition can significantly strengthen your mindset. Practice gratitude. Practice gratitude to shift the focus from what is missing to what is present. They shift builds emotional resilience and reminds you that progress is already happening. Strengthen your faith and inner beliefs. Believe in something greater than your present circumstance. It can give you the courage during difficult seasons. Faith allows you to continue moving forward even when the path ahead is uncertain. Have something. For me, guys, to be here today, I didn't have to believe about God. I believe in Him until He decided to enter my life. Until now, Satan had decided to enter my life. And I'm sitting in this place where Satan wants to do whatever he wants to do. And God says, whatever you do, this is my child. I love you all with wholeheartedly, with all my heart. I love you with all my heart. Now God takes over in my life. It takes over in my spirit. Now I have to confront Satan. Now it must turn now to speak to Satan and tell Satan what I think of him as a person, as a human being, as a demon. Satan is a demon. Lucifer is a demon. So I had to speak. But I was no longer speaking my words. I was speaking the words of grace, speaking the words of God, knowing that I'm not going to die. I will survive whatever the battle that is presented to me. I was no longer fearing anything. Some people, when they see me, who I have become, they don't understand what it was. I feared. I was somebody who I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe that I can be what I needed to be. I was a follower. I wanted to fit in with other people until God entered my life. And that changed. Unapologetic, I'm no longer wanting to be liked to get to where I need to be. And not to get to where I need to be, I'm going to have to leave some people behind. I'm going to have to be hated. Someone is going to have to look at my video and say, oh, is her again with a Jesus? Oh, is her. So sometimes I might have to lose friends. Sometimes I might have to lose everything. And I've lost everything, guys, by loving God. One day I will share my story. I lost everything. But there was no anything in my heart where I needed to negotiate because God had already showed me who I'm going to become. Only if I hold on and keep learning what I need to learn. What do I need to learn to become a billionaire? What do I need to learn to be intelligent? What do I need to do? In order for me to connect with God, unapologetic, what do I need to do? What steps do I need to take? What kind of a character do I need to carry? What are the habits that I need to take, that I need to stay, that I need to keep in my life? For me to be a billionaire, for me to follow God, for me to be a woman of honor, what kind of a habit, what kind of a character, how do I work on my character to become what I'm supposed to become? Those are the things that I had to work on myself. I was no longer interested in being liked. I was no longer interested in worrying about what you all think about me. I was no longer interested in that. My journey was to love unconditional. I love unconditional. I made it all to God that God, if you help me to survive, I promise to walk with you. I promise to make sure that your people, your children on earth, I add value to them unapologetic. I promise to change lives. As long you can discipline me, as long you are willing to walk with me. And I'm not intending to apologize for my becoming, because I know my becoming is going to be greater. It's going to be greater than I believe that I am. God will work on me. Sometimes I might have to cry. That's okay. Sometimes I might have to fall. That's okay. Because I will lift, God will lift me. So if I'm willing to pay the price, to become who I need to become. I don't know what you are willing to do. I don't know what you are willing to do. What to work on your mindset. What are you willing to do to get to where you need to be? I'm willing to leave nonsense behind, to say things the way they are, not to lie to myself. When people say, Noms, I don't like you, I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna be in denial. This person, they say they don't like me because of this. It's not what I've done. It's who I'm becoming. They don't like what I'm becoming, but they love me. They don't like what I'm becoming. They like me. They don't like what I'm becoming. And that was the oath that I made with God. Teach me. Take my life to the next level, even if it means to discipline me, even if it means, when I watch one pastor, he said, when people go to the army, they would die to protect their country. To them, it's either they die, or if they don't die, they discipline themselves. So that's the mindset of character that you need to have. You don't opt out because things are hard. You don't opt out because the husband you married is no longer the same, the health is changing. You don't get to opt out. You don't have a choice to do that. But we give ourselves a choice. You don't opt out because the career that you thought was for you is changing. You opt out because you want to rewrite your story. That's how you opt out. You rewrite your story. You don't opt out to go to join the Feeling Sorry Club and say, why is my life like this? Why do I have problems? Why is my life have problems? I used to say that, but I did not realize that the problems that are presented to me, God is preparing me for my tomorrow, is giving me strength. I'm not preaching to you guys. I don't have time to preach. I'm not preaching to you. But what I'm trying to show you is when problems rise, what am I learning from this? What kind of skills am I learning from this? Not, I'm not good enough. Problems keep happening. They keep happening because God sees great in you. I didn't know I was great until someone decided to put me under oath of sacrifice. But I thank that person with all my heart, because I thought I knew myself, but I didn't. I knew myself, but I didn't believe that I was that. Until I said, God, show me why these people wanted to sacrifice me. Then I had to realize that my life could be greater than I believe it could be. But it will require me to do the work. So I had to work on my mindset. In order for me, my tomorrow to look like this, what do I need to be? I need to divorce feeling sorry club. I need to stop telling myself that I'm not enough. I need to have gratitude, embrace whatever is thrown my way. I need to keep going, not be in denial, but embrace the beauty of life. Life is beautiful. It's not all problems after all. So I had to learn to embrace my becoming. I had to learn to honor people around me. Nomsa is no time for nonsense. You see, I used to think when I'm getting married, like if I want to get married, I have to ask a guy the things that he likes, or if I likes the same thing. And now, because I have got the opportunity to walk with God, to get to know what is life anyway. How do I understand this life? How does it work? If I need a husband just because they like what I like, is that all? I'm realizing no, it's not. It goes deeper than that. Because I need a man that understands what does it mean, aligns with me. If I want to be a billionaire, it means sometimes I'm going to have to cry, guys. It means that sometimes I'm going to have to open my fridge and there's no food. Because my life will be put on trial in order for me to find that breakthrough. But if I'm in a relationship with a man that is not strong enough, they will think that Nomsa is not enough. I get the blame and then I fall. So all I need is a man that is going to dance with me. When life does not make sense, we dance together. When life throws you with things that you did not ask for, we dance together. Because in that moment, it doesn't make sense. And when we try to make sense together, that is love. Love is not about opting out when Nomsa does not, life is not good or when a man is not good, Nomsa opt out. No. It's me understanding what does it take to have a good family. What skills are required? It requires me to go to work. When I'm tired, when I don't feel like it, to acknowledge the men in my life. When I feel like I want to go to sleep, it requires me to say, honey, what are we doing today? What do you fancy doing today? It requires me to enjoy life, to work and enjoy life. And a man, it will require a man to lead. I need a man who is a leader. I don't want to be a leader in a relationship. A man has to lead his family. A man has to know how where he wants to raise his family. He has to make that decision. I'm just a mentor who just tangles everything with that man, making sure that the reality comes to pass. I don't know your story, guys. I don't know your story. Focus on progress, not perfection. Life is not perfect. This often leads to procrastination, self-doubt. A healthier mindset focuses on consistency, improvement rather than flawless performance. Learn from your experience. Every experience, both positive and negative, offers valuable insight. Reflecting on past lessons helps you make wiser decisions moving forward. Develop practice. Growth takes time. A strong mindset understands that meaningful transformation happens gradually, not overnight. Strengthen your discipline. Motivation comes and goes, and discipline sustains progress. Consistency actions taken daily builds the foundation of long-term success. Release comparison. Comparing your life to others can create unnecessary frustration and insecurity. Your journey is so unique. It's so unique in a way that, guys, you will never understand it. And your timeline does not need to match anyone else. I had to learn that in a hard way. I had to understand. When I was facing Satan, I was in that place where I had to understand that this is my journey. What do I do to conquer this journey? I had to ask people that were helping me, teach me to be great. Unapologetic, teach me how to be great. Teach me how to defeat the mountain that has been programmed into my life. And I had to ask God, God, teach me. Teach me to become the woman that you created me to become. Some people don't like that woman. Some people don't relate to me. Not because I'm bad, it's because they don't understand my language. They don't understand my becoming. My becoming is not meant to be understood by other people. It's only me that understand it. It's only God that understand it. It's only people who have walked this path that understand it. They understand what does it mean to be able to be hungry for success. What does it mean to be hungry for God? What does it mean? What are the benefits? What is it benefiting you to be hungry for God? I may be saying that someone will say, Nomsa, she's not good enough. Nomsa, she's gone. She talks about God. She's annoying. But one day, people will understand that, oh, that was the reason. Because I know, guys, I had to switch my mindset. I had to understand that people don't define my tomorrow. My tomorrow, God gave me my destiny. Before my mother and my father got together, God knew Witness and Clara, they are going to meet and they will have 3 children. Nomsa and my 2 siblings. He knew that my father was going to have 2 girls. My mother and my father will have 2 girls before I was even born. He knew that my father, they are going to divorce. He knew that my father will break my mother's heart. He knew that there will be tears in my mother's life. God knew. He knows things. He knows even my date of death, the day I'm going to die, the day he's going to call me to heaven. He knows even today. So I share this with you guys because it's important for you to know who you are as a person, not wanting someone else to define who you are becoming. Who you're becoming. Everything that I do, guys, I don't do it because I want to get comfortable. I don't want to get comfortable. I want change. I go to church. I don't want to call me, oh, I've been in this church for 5 years, 10 years. What have I done? What difference have I made to God to be in that church? There's got to be something that I have done. There's got to be someone that says, Nomsa changed my life. If I'm in my business, there got to be someone who shares a testimony and tells me, Nomsa, you changed my life. I'm not just here to be comfortable. To tell you what you guys want to hear. You all want me to tell you things are going to be okay. Things are not okay when you don't make them okay. You got to change. You got to be a soldier. That wants change. You got to love poverty you got to hate poverty with so much hatred that poverty, I hate you. Marital failure, I hate you. Stagnation, I hate you. Delay, I hate you. No fighting people. Don't spend time fighting people. It's a waste of time. Spend the time fighting the problems you are facing. If I need 1 million today, if you cannot give me 1,000 pounds, if I ask you for 1,000 pounds now, it means you are in poverty. Fight poverty. Say, poverty, I hate you. Join the club. Fight poverty. Poverty, I hate you. Stagnation, I hate you. Delay, I hate you. You don't have to be comfortable. Why would you be comfortable with life that is full of nonsense? When you want to get married and you're not married, that's nonsense. You got to work out. Is it bloodline iniquity? Or is it because I'm picking the wrong guys? Without blaming yourself. Poverty, I hate you. I hate living in poverty. If you ask me for 1,000 pounds, if I can't give you today, it means I'm in poverty. So I hate poverty. So what mindset would you like to shift to today in order for you to be where you need to be? Where do you need to be? Focus on solution instead of dwelling on problems. Train your mind to look for solution. This mindset keeps you moving forward rather than feeling stuck. Trust the process. Sometimes the progress is invisible in the beginning. Trusting the process allows you to continue investing effort even when results have not yet happened. Celebrate your small wins. Every step forward deserves recognition. Celebrating progress reinforces motivations and builds confidence. Maintain emotional balance. Strengthen self-respect. When you value yourself, you mutually make choices that protect. You normally will make choices that protect your dignity, health, and future. Be willing to outgrow certain relationship. Not everyone is meant to walk with you into every chapter of your life. Sometimes growth requires creating distance from people who resist your evolution. Stay open to new opportunities. A different mindset recognizes opportunities that were previously overlooked. Being open allows new possibilities to enter your life. Cultivate inner peace. Peace is not found only in external circumstances. It is cultivated through reflection, forgiveness, faith, and emotional awareness. Practice courage. Every new chapter requires bravery, courage. It does not mean the absence of fear. It means moving forward despite it. Strengthen your vision. A strong vision gives your life direction and meaning. When you know where you are going, distractions loses their power. Learn the power of consistency. Small consistency actions performs daily often create greater results than occasional bursts of effort. Accept that growth is continuously. Personal development is not a one-on-one event. Each chapter of life will introduce new lessons and opportunities for expansion. Lead your life with purpose. Have a purpose in your life. A purpose-driven mindset shift into its attentions away from temporal distractions towards meaningful impact. Step forward with confidence. Don't apologize for it. The final step is very, very simple, but powerful. Move forward. Trust the growth that has taken place within you. Embrace the possibilities that lie ahead. Your next chapter is not waiting for a perfect moment. It is waiting for a transformed mindset. Your mindset has to be transformed. And you have to this person like myself, guys. Everything that I do, I watch when people do things that they do. Everything that I do, guys, now I am aware that because I've decided, I made a decision in my life that I am going to go through this journey of cleansing. Number one, I hate poverty. Number two, I love my family's past, who they were, but I don't like who they are now. So now I'm thinking, who took that life from my bloodline? And I want it. And for me to restore that life in my bloodline, I'm going to have to take sacrifice. I'm going to have to put myself as a child of God and ask God to restore wealth in my bloodline. I want to see people in my bloodline with PhDs. I want to see people in my bloodline with their degree, not just normal degree, even spiritually graduating in the realms of the spirit. I want to see pastors in my bloodline. I want to see God, who God created my family to be, the extraordinary things happening in my bloodline. I don't want to see just people suffering, gossiping, fighting. I want to pray for my family to feel uncomfortable and wanting to change. When I say to people that I'm fasting, people look at me and they say, have you gone mad? I have not gone mad. I want to make people in my family uncomfortable because that's what God does. God makes people comfortable. He will go in my family as individual and say, you go to school. Nomsa is praying for you to go to school. Go to school. Go to school. Stop making excuses. And you apply for that promotion. Stop making excuses. And you go on a date. Go get married. Stop making excuses. The fear that is in you, take it out. That's what I pray for. I don't pray to play games. I need to change in my family. I need to change in my life. I need to change in my children's life, who I'm becoming. I need to change in my friends' life. I don't want to hang out with ordinary people that don't want to do nothing. You see what I do? You want to have to do it greater than I. I don't know what you guys, what mindset that needs to shift. For me, that's what I had to do. I watched my family, and I knew that God needed to work in my family. I knew that God needed to work in my bloodline. In my bloodline, they think, oh, she's praying. I'm praying for God to go to school. You go to school. Don't make no excuses. Because that's what God is for. God is a God that will go to every person, even my friends, when they are struggling. God lifts them up because of my energy. He's a God who will go to maybe my siblings, my cousins, my aunties, my grandmothers. When they need healing, He heals. When they're struggling, when they don't know where their life needs to go, God shows the way. That's what God is for. So I don't know what chapter you need to change in your life, guys. I don't know what needs changing, but all I know is Nomsa's bloodline. God needs to shake up things in my bloodline. He needs to shake, 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 shake. Rise, people need to rise. But I don't have to do nothing. All I have to do is to pray. All I have to do is to cry out to my Jesus. Have mercy, Jesus. My mindset I have to represent God's authority, God's kingdom. My character has to represent God's kingdom. That's all I have to do. I have to stop the nonsense and stop wanting to be a follower I have to stop wanting people's approval, and I got to understand that God has authority over my life. God tells me how to lead my life. No nonsense. In my church, guys, I explain we have a program. This nonsense must stop. The nonsense of problems, the nonsense of I'm not enough, the nonsense of I can't do this. I can't, I'm too old, I don't think I'm cut up for this. I want to do this, but you know what? Someone else will do it. I'm too old anyway. That's nonsense. Oh, I can't find a husband because, he left me. He told me that I wasn't good enough. I'm going to blame him till I die. I'm going to blame her until I die, until I die. I'm not going to do nothing. That's nonsense. People are allowed to feel how they feel. But how you respond in those moments is how your tomorrow is going to look like. How we respond is the critical component of how your tomorrow is going to look like. I don't know your story, guys. I cannot sit here and say, I know your story because I don't. Hey, Lydia, how you doing? I can't say I know your story. I don't. But all I know is whatever journey you want to take, it will require you to know thyself. It requires you to be authentic. If you ask my children, they'll tell you my mother, she's authentic because I don't have time for nonsense. You want me to fit in with you? It ain't gonna happen. You want me to fit in with people to pretend to be something that I'm not? It ain't gonna happen. I know who I am. Each and every single day, I'm not perfect, but I'm learning my becoming. I'm learning each and every single day. Every single day, the mistakes that I make is a lesson. Every single day. The choices that I make is a lesson. Sometimes they might be good choices. Sometimes they might be bad, but that's okay because I have to learn from those choices. I can't look back and say, oh, I'm no longer going to do that because the last time I did it, things did not work out that well. For me, it's like, what is it going to benefit me? You have a business idea, you give it to me. What is it going to benefit? What's in it for me? If I need to go to school, I go to school. Who says I'm too old to go to school? If I need to learn something to become something, I go to school, I study. I stay in the class. There's nothing wrong with that. Can't say I'm too old. Whatever needs to be done, give me, for me to say, God, give me divine ideas. If those divine ideas requires me to go to school and study, let it be. Give me ideas. Because I know what God can do. God can do what no man can do. I'm not just saying, I'm not speaking it. I have experienced it. When life did not make sense, He made it make sense, not because I'm hoping, but He made it make sense because I allowed it by refusing to go to feeling sorry club. Guys, how the success happens when things are in like don't make sense. When things are hard, it's when you stand in truth in your heart, the wholeheartedly, and say, I believe I can climb this mountain and get to where I need to be, regardless of the circumstances that are presented to me right now. And stop, breathe, ask God to connect you with your helpers. There are people who have been designed to help us, but there are people who have been designed to crush us. So in those moments is when you stop and you breathe, you face the mountain and say, mountain, I understand you are in front of me, but I just want to climb. I'm not negotiating nothing. I'm not taking stress. I'm not taking anxiety. I'm not taking delay. I just want to climb that mountain. And the only person that can help me to climb the mountain right now is God. God, bring my helpers. Give me my helpers to help me to climb the mountain, and let the phone ring. Let the email enter someone who is willing to help you to climb that mountain. But when you cry, when you feel sorry for yourself, you cry for delay. You delaying your life. You cry for God to take your life to the next level. You say, Abba, Father, the voice of the blood, advertise my business to the thrones that I have never been, to the thrones of grace, to the thrones, advertise my business to where, or if you're single, God, advertise me. To billionaires, to even the kings. Let me get married to a king. God promoted. There are so many people in the character that God promoted. I love Moses. I love Jacob. I love Abraham's story. Abraham became the father of everybody because he allowed God. He trusted God. He trusted his abilities that he could be a father of nation. From nothing, God made him the father of nation. So what is so different about me that God cannot make me the mother of nation? What is so different about me that I cannot campaign to be the prime minister of United Kingdom? What is so different with me that I cannot do what people say I cannot do? What's the different? Because God is a voice. What's the different? So I leave you guys with these guys. When you want to do something, when you want to shift your mindset, don't negotiate with I'm not enough. Don't negotiate with the negativities. Negativity will never go away. People who are negative, people will never believe in you guys unless you succeed. And that's when they come to you and they say, oh, no, I always believed in you. I say, in my heart, you liar. You never believed in me, because they are lying. People don't believe in you. They will never believe you unless they see evidence. So don't sit around and wanting people to believe in who you could become. Don't sit around. Become that by implementing, work on your skills, what you're supposed to be. If you are looking for love, the looks on its own are not going to get you a husband or a wife. A character, understanding your values, understand who you are, understanding how you want your tomorrow to look like. The list goes on. But if you are someone who say, I'm going to go buy expensive makeup, I'm going to go and buy expensive fake hair, that makes me feel like, sorry, God, that makes me feel bad when my inner being is messed up. Work on your inner being. I spent 2 hours before getting dressed, neglecting my inner being. The day I realized what was on the inside of me was greater than was on the outside. It was the day I divorced, getting ready, taking 2 hours getting ready, because I wanted, when I step outside, the people to go, wow. They still go wow now, even when I take 40 minutes. But my 2 hours goes to God. Spend 2 hours with God. Make me great. Teach me what I don't know. Let me be a good speaker. Let me serve my clients with grace. Let me understand when my clients come in with a problem, God is step in and help me to direct, to help them in a way that it take away the pain, it take away the struggles that they are facing in their heart. I don't want my clients, when they come to me and I'm confused myself. So I don't know what struggles you guys are going through, but beauty does not take you to where you need to be. Beauty, it comes with a package. When we look after our beauty, we have to look after our inner being. We have to work on boundaries. We have to work on principles. And we have to work on, when our boundaries are violated, how are we going to respond to that situation? We have to learn to say no to the things that don't serve us anymore. Remember, God, He says, if you want to enter my kingdom, you have to be this. It doesn't tolerate any nonsense. Nonsense. You want to come to my kingdom? He says no. So you have to be a woman of authority. You have to be a man of authority who understand what does authority means. Not to come and do live for audience. I don't do live for my audience, guys. I do live because I want to implement. I want that one person watches my talk show and go and do something. I don't want millions and millions of people that are just going to be my followers and do nothing. May God bless you guys. If you are watching Ngozi Talk Shows, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we are on Twitter, we are on Facebook. We have 2 groups on Facebook. Please do join Facebook groups. You can post your work there on Facebook group. It's a unique billionaire mindset and Ngozi Talk Shows. We don't do selling, but you can showcase your work. What you do, so people remembers you. When they're looking for something, they'll be like, oh, I saw this person at Ngozi Talk Shows group, or I saw this person at Unique Billionaire Mindset. The link to join my groups are on my Facebook. You can find also, if you type my name, you can find my groups on Facebook. Please, and if you're on LinkedIn, please do follow me on LinkedIn as well. And may God bless you. May you live with grace. May you implement and switch your mindset. Become who you want to become. I like fun stuff, guys, when I create things, when I change my mindset, that process, like when I face challenges and I pick myself up, and it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful journey. God bless you. I'll see you guys tomorrow.